Welcome in, H-Town world. You are now tuned in to The Solid Grip, coming to you live at 5, no time for jive. I'm your host, J.R. Wilson, alongside me, Ping Wilson. And look, we don't intend to play with it, but to stay with it. We need you to understand one thing before we get started on this show. One, we are the flavor for your wings, the gravy for your mashed potatoes, and the sugar for your Kool-Aid, not your tank. Don't get it misconstrued, you understand? But we need y'all to do us a favor, all right, before we get started. Subscribe to this channel, The Solid Grip. Subscribe. Have a partner subscribe. Have a family member subscribe. And while you're doing that, share this link with your people, with your partners, with your family, with your tribe, with your village, whomever. Okay? And also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/solid_grip. All right? So without further ado, we're going to get straight off into this thing. Pop, how you feeling over there?
Doing great, Rich. What about yourself?
Man, you know I'm doing good, man. It's hot as fish grease out there, but I weathered the storm, did what I needed to do today, and now I'm sitting in a place, man, about to have some enjoyment, man, talking with my father about something we mutually love, which is the world of sports, man. So let's get straight off into that, man. So, Pop, a lot's going on. We got sports back in full effect, almost 100%. Obviously, it won't be 100% until the NFL has officially kicked off. But, man, we are inside 30 days when the NFL will start, man. I couldn't be more elated about it. I can't wait. The very first game, I've always wanted to have that first game on Thursday night. And I hate that the very first time that we got it, we are actually in this pandemic, man. You know what I mean? And fans can't be there because I'm telling you right now, if this pandemic wasn't here, Thursday, I would be there. Okay, I would be in Kansas City, rooting for my team, the Houston Texans. So I'm not there, and so we got to deal with what we got to deal with. So let's get straight off into it, Pop. I don't want to waste too much more time, but Mookie Betts and Aaron Judge, both really great players, man. I mean, really great players. I think that Boston let one get away. I mean, you know, a guy that developed a lot there. They let him get away. He's now in LA and has signed a huge deal. And he's making noise, man. As a matter of fact, he went yard 3 times last night. And then you got Aaron Judge, man, who was great his rookie season, man. I mean, just came out blasting him, had 52 bombs. You know, probably should have got the MVP that year, even though Jose Altuve got it, not because the cheating scandal, but 52 bombs for a rookie, man, for anyone is impressive, to say the least. He fell off a little bit, but now ever since I talked about him, he got the memo because he been blasting him. But man, he's hurt again, man. Young guy. And you asked me a question before the show. You said if I had a franchise, if I was starting a team, who would I go with? Mookie Betts or Aaron Judge? They're both right fielders. They're both around the same age. Mookie Betts is 27, Aaron Judge is 28. Who would I choose? Now, I said to you initially that was very easy for me to choose, but it's really not. It's really not, because it's very difficult thinking about the talent that Aaron Judge has and the talent Mookie Betts has. But here we go. First of all, before I answer, no, you know what? I'm going to just do it. If I had to choose between one, I'm taking Mookie Betts, and this is why. Because Mookie Betts is consistent. He's fast around the bases. He's good at stealing bases. He puts the bat to the ball. He can hit for power. He can hit to put, contact on the ball and get it in play. He has a heck of an arm, man. He made a throw a couple of weeks ago to throw a guy out at third base that was just incredible. And he can play more than one position. You can bring him on the infield. And so to me, he would be more of a asset than a liability. Now, is he more talented than Aaron Judge? No, not even close, man. When Aaron Judge steps up to that plate, man, the way he looks sitting stout at 6'7", man, 260, I mean, he looked like he going yard every time, man. He looked scary when he at the plate, man. And because he is. He's scary, man, when he's at the plate, man. I don't care where that ball is, man. He got a huge strike zone. I don't care if you expand that strike zone. His arms are so long, his body's so big. If he puts barrel to that ball, it is flying. But he gets hurt too much, Pop. I don't know what it is, man. He got some wear and tear on his body, man. And I don't know if I can, as if I'm an individual who's running an organization, as talented as a guy is like that, if I want to invest my money and time in a guy that is not giving me the time on the field that I need from him. Because if Aaron Judge stayed healthy for an entire season, it would make a huge difference to that Yankees lineup. And you know that better than I do, right?
Oh, there's no doubt about it, Rich. I mean, Aaron Judge is my guy. I mean, I can remember when he first came up. He came up for maybe like a couple of weeks, man. And I want to say maybe his first time as a Yankee, the first time at bat, he went yard. And I mean, a few people have done that in the history of baseball and stuff, but this guy was a little different with his size. And by the way, he's 285, okay? Maybe he was
Excuse me.
260 when he first came up. He's 285 now. Then the next year he came up and, he hit the 52 bombs. It was Rookie of the Year. He won the home run contest in the All-Star game. Hey, man, he had Hall of Fame written all over him, okay? And, yes, I think he should have won the MVP that water, but I don't have any problem with Altuve winning it because Altuve had a great season. But here we are in year number 5, and Aaron Judge is back on the IR for the Yankees. Hey, he came out of the bat blasting. He hit 6 home runs in 6 games. But it is something about his body, man. Those soft tissues of his, they give up, they give away, man.
Yeah.
And so as Yankee fans, I love it. I love it. But if I had to start a team, I would go with Mookie Betts simply because, hey, part of being good is being available.
Right.
And sure, the Yankees are good enough that they can plug people in. They have enough talent. They can plug people in and still get by. But if the Yankees are ever going to be that perennial World Series winning team, like they did when Jeter was there, like they did when Reggie was there, like they did with DiMaggio and Babe Ruth and all the great Yankees, Aaron Judge got to figure out a way to stay on the field, man. And so,
Right.
yes, if I had to start a franchise today, okay, and here's something else. Usually, if 2 athletes are of the same ability, you take the bigger athlete, okay? And in this situation, there's no doubt who the bigger athlete is. But again, something with Aaron Judge's body, and something else, man. I'm gonna say, and this is just my thoughts and my thoughts alone. As I was kind of looking at Aaron Judge's bio, his name is Aaron James Judge. Okay. Now that may not mean anything to you, Rich, but his parents adopted him. Okay, he has white parents, but there was a great basketball player who came from New Orleans, Louisiana. It went to Grambling College, played for the old New Orleans Jazz with Pistol Pete around that time, named Aaron James. I'm just wondering, Rich. I'm just wondering. Aaron James was 6'8", tremendous athlete. I mean, he was a first-round draft pick. So, but what's ironic about that story, Rich? The reason he wasn't great in the NBA because he always stayed hurt.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh wow.
To be continued.
There's some irony there.
That's to be continued.
It's definitely irony in that. Ain't no doubt about it. Who knows, man? I mean, who knows, man? He could be linked to this guy, don't know it or does know it, and don't want to, expose that or even be a part of it. Because normally, when you have a child who's adopted by somebody, it really wasn't a good situation for the child.
Right.
And you have some instances where, there are very seldom instances where it's not like that, but for the most part it is. So, man, that would be crazy if that was found out, man. Hey, if that get
Hey, I got
exposed, if that go ahead.
I got some buddies in New Orleans, man. I'm gonna show put my antennas up because it just hit me, man. Hit me like a ton of bricks and stuff, man. I said, what? And hey, get this. This Aaron Judge was a great basketball player. Okay,
Right.
he just chose baseball, but he could have gone basketball very easily. He was offered big time scholarships and stuff. And so I'm gonna look into that, man. I'm gonna report. Maybe not the next time we do a show, but maybe in a couple of weeks. Hey, I'm gonna have some answers for you on that.
Well, y'all heard it here first on the Solid Grip that Aaron Judge possibly has a famous father who played for the New Orleans Jazz before the Jazz left New Orleans and went up to Utah. And
Exactly.
that would be, man, that's, I mean, it's a hot take right now, but that would be breaking news if it came out that way, and we need the credit for that right now, unless somebody else has put that out. So, man, that's crazy, man. That threw me off, man. I really
We all.
threw out my train of thought, man, thinking about that. But it makes plenty of sense, man, especially the irony in how much he gets hurt and how you compare that to his possible biological father.
Exactly.
So, man, I hope the best though for Aaron Judge, man. I really hate that even though the Yankees are the Houston Astros arch nemesis, I love the competition, man. I'm not one of them guys like, man, I hope Aaron Judge is hurt when we play him now. I want him to be full go. I don't want no excuses. I don't want nothing to be tainted. I want balls to the wall. Let's play. You know what I mean? So, but man, let's segue, man. We got a lot to get to today, man. It's been a split in the NCAA, man, in collegiate football. It's very, very interesting, Pop. Several conferences have pulled out and said that they're going to try to have football in the spring, which is something that they already do anyway. It just doesn't go towards stats. But they do have spring football, but maybe to turn it into a league. And you have the big conferences like the ACC and the SEC who have not subscribed to this train of thought. And so this line of thinking, and honestly, I don't blame them because look, the Mountain Conference, the Pac-12, the Big Ten, all those conferences. I'm not saying they don't have significance, but everybody knows it's all about the SEC. Even with the ACC, Pop, the only teams that you have that make noise in the ACC every year is Clemson and the de facto Notre Dame, which is not really, they're not even in a conference. They choose to kind of ride with the ACC, and I think they're actually riding with them this year. But other than that, teams like Pittsburgh and University of North Carolina and teams of that sort, they're not making that kind of noise. It's all about SEC. And so the question was asked, man, what's going to happen here? Is there going to be a spring league of some sort, or is the NFL going to, move the draft back? Absolutely not. They're not moving the draft back. Why are they not going to move the draft back? Because of what we talked about last time. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson bought the XFL, and the XFL needs a slot. Okay. And that XFL is going to play as a farm league for the NFL. I ain't got no doubt about that. Now, especially now that The Rock has it. Okay, it's going to play as a farm league. So, no, they ain't going to push nothing back. These teams that are going to play in the spring, what's going to happen is you're going to have late eligibility, and these guys are going to have to be walk-on at teams. Maybe they'll have something special that they do, like a special tryout or something like that, but they're going to go undrafted. That's just period. The teams that play in the SEC, I think the SEC will build a huge league, maybe even call it something different, and they'll invite other teams from other conferences that are formidable teams and that have been formidable teams for the last 5 or 10 years. But the NFL ain't moving nothing back for the NCAA. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If the NFL had it their way, they would want I would say that, look, they want those Saturday slots. Let's just be clear. Right? Those are prime time slots. Now, so are Sundays, but Saturday, everybody usually is at home. Okay. And those are prime spots to put some games in instead of slapping all the games on one day at different times. You can put them on 2 days at different times, make even more money. So the only thing that would be wrong with that is the draft. how you do the draft. That's the only reason why they wouldn't want the whole thing moved back. But I think, Pop, that what they will do is the SEC will have this huge conference that they'll probably name something else. They will modify it, just like all other sports have modified the way that they're doing things. Make one league, one little conference, invite other teams into it. They want to do it, and they're going to play. Period. The teams that got the money, they're gonna do what they need to do to their facilities so people can be safe and play. How you feel about that?
Rich, this is going to be an avalanche. The Big Ten and the Pac-12, see, they don't understand football in the South. Okay,
Right.
you can start with Pee Wee football. You can come up to junior high football. You can come up to high school football. Okay, you can't go to California. You can't go to Michigan and see the type of high school programs, the type of high school stadiums that we have in the state of Texas. You
Right.
can't find that, man. So I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, Rich. If this thing works out and they're able to play 10 games, the SEC is going to get with the ACC and the Pac-12, and they're going to form a super conference.
Hmm.
Okay? A super conference. The SEC West, the SEC North. Okay? And what they'll do, Rich, is that they'll make sure that the money is spread around. Okay? And they're going to put their games on cable. Okay? It's about the almighty dollar, man.
Oh yeah.
It's about the almighty dollar. But each program or each school will have their own station. Okay, that
Right.
will cover all their athletics. So if you got a lower tier, say SEC South School, like say if U of H gets in, well, hey, what they'll do is let U of H have their own channel, 24-hour channel, sort of like what UT has and stuff, and they study making money. That's what it's
And
going to
oh,
come
hey,
to.
don't forget the SEC got their own network too. Don't forget
Exactly.
that.
Exactly. But think about the SEC with its own network. Now you got each program, like UT with their own network. Something similar to what high school's doing. High school games are going to be streamed live just this year alone. Can you imagine the amount of money they're going to make, man? Even if they charge, say, $2 a game. Can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine the kind of money they're going to make? Hey, man, let me tell you something. The Big Ten and the Pac-12 made a colossal mistake. The other thing it's going to affect is recruiting. Why would you want to go play in Michigan, Ohio, and stuff where it's freezing cold when you can come play in the South where it's nice and warm? Plus,
Right.
think about this, Rich. The kids now can get paid for their jerseys or anything like them. And so,
Right.
what they're going to do, they're going to figure out a way for these kids to get, say, 5 to 10 to the big stars, maybe two, three, $400,000, man. Can you think about that? Can you imagine that? Hey, man, then kids will maybe stay in college a little longer to ensure that they get the proper training,
Mm.
make them first round draft picks. And don't let the XFL get involved with the NFL on this and with college football.
Ooh
Listen, man,
wee.
it's gonna be a major bonanza. And like I
Ooh
said,
wee.
man, if it works out, if these teams can make it through this pandemic and get some type of, I don't know, I hadn't heard anything about the bowl games or anything like that, but let's just say they still have the college playoffs, okay, which is not governed by the NCAA. That NCAA don't have anything to do with that. It's going to be a
Right.
major bonanza somewhere in Auburn, Alabama, or Birmingham, Alabama, or Atlanta, Georgia, or Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or Gainesville, Florida. The heads of these guys are spinning because it's, again, Rich, it's about the almighty dollar. And if
Right.
they can figure out a way to pull this thing together, it's going to be a bonanza, man.
Man, you said some stuff there that really had me thinking, like, don't let the XFL get involved. And not only
Yes,
that, the
yes,
kids staying in school longer, right? Getting
yes,
their education, bringing more money to the schools.
yes,
Ooh, we didn't even think about
yes,
that, right?
yes,
And and
yes.
and on top of that, the recruiting.
The
Oh
recruiting.
man, that it would be the South would monopolize it. It might be another
They,
civil war, man.
they
Messing
dominate,
around up here. Yeah,
dominate, no doubt.
yeah. And I mean, look, we gotta all accept the fact that this is going to be like this, not just for this season. I hope people don't think that it's just gonna be like this for one season. No, 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 no. We're gonna be dealing with this coronavirus for at least another 2 years
At least.
because of the liberties that we have here, and we cannot let go of our liberties the way we have been traversing through the life we've been living with the coronavirus. It has made it clear what our motives are, what our agendas are, and it's to do what we want to do when we want to do it, because we have the right to pursue life. No, it's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? And so
Exactly.
when that gets cut off, people go crazy. You heard with old buddy Zach, I can't think of his last name, and I don't want to get too deep off into this right now, from the Cleveland Indians, man, who got, who snuck out and came back after curfew.
Right.
His response was, hey, we can't just stay, cooped up. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get off into the whole thing, because it was the most moronic response to him getting in trouble. Whatever apology he was trying to put forth, it was weak, man. And I did a show on Mike Clevenger too. Mike Clevenger is a clown, a slime ball.
Right.
Okay, always talking down on the Houston Astros. But you threw your man Zach under the bus, talking about he was irresponsible for even going out and putting the team at risk. When it comes to find out, you was there with him too.
Right.
So that's a little
Right.
side note. I don't want to get off into that, man, because I can do 30 minutes on Mike Clevenger. All right. But yeah, man, we're gonna move right along, man. Here's the thing. And I'm gonna let you talk about this, Pop, but there has a lot been said about LeBron James. I think people misconstrue his character. He's a high character guy. Is he a bit of a diva? I mean, yeah, man. He on top
Yes.
of the game.
Yes.
He's on, but let him be that. Was Michael Jordan not a diva? Was Kobe Bryant not a diva? Yeah, they all was, because they was all at the top of their game. They worked hard. They at the top. They're at the zenith. They're at the pinnacle. They're at the peak. Okay? So they have the right. He is King James. Who can argue that? That's irrefutable, right? So I think people misunderstand his character, man, because here you have a man who has so much going on with his family, with his businesses, yet he makes time to open up a school for underprivileged children. Not only that, giving them, incentivizing these children with, if you have a grade point average of this, then you'll have a free scholarship to Akron University in Akron, Ohio. People misjudge his character because he's somewhat of a diva. But here's the thing. Let him be what he be. Don't tell him shut up and dribble. You know why? Because he has refuted with action all the naysayers, all the individuals who got something bad to say that badmouth him. For what? He ain't out here cheating on his wife. He ain't out here sneaking out of the bubble or sneaking chicks into the bubble and saying they're a part of the team. That's a whole nother ball game right there. But he's upstanding, right? He's an outstanding individual. He's a stand-up guy, but people hate him because of the control he has. That's what it comes down to in my eyes. So I'll let you speak on that, man.
All right, Rich. You kind of stole some of my thunder, but hey, this goes out to a couple of local radio guys. Okay, I sit there and I listen at you guys blast LeBron James. You blasted him because he didn't decide to put nothing on his back. He didn't put Black Lives Matter or equality, and y'all ripped him. He's supposed to be the leader. Whoop, 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 whoop. And I'm saying, the life of you two. I know y'all listening because y'all listen at all the podcasts. Okay? Guys, when you guys at home sleep, when you out with your wife having a drink, or for one of you guys, when you just out there just getting drunk, period. LeBron James is thinking, okay? To just add to what Rich said, he partnered with the Dodgers to use Dodger Stadium as a polling place. Hello.
Hmm.
Who got that kind of stroke? Huh? Are you worried about something on the back of his jersey? He thinking bigger than that, guys. His mind is deeper than that. And remember this, guys. He came from a home where there's just a mom, okay? No dad around nowhere, okay?
Right.
Hey, I'm not gonna stay on this too long because I could talk about it for the next 2 hours. You guys that did all that talk about him on this local station, and I'm not gonna call your names. No, I'm gonna call the station name. Tell me you took 3 of your partners, okay, your high school buddies. You said, "Come on, guys, come go with me. Let's go make some money." And he made them millionaires. Hello, did you do that, or would you do that? Okay,
Yep.
this is
Sent
from
them
a
to
kid that
college.
grew up in the projects, guys. He
Yep.
made his partners millionaires. I rest my case.
No further question. No further. What else can you say about that, man? He's an upright guy, man. And people just it's clickbait, man. People need something to talk about. That's what the media is all about. As incompetent as I think our president is at times, I also know that the media draws up things to make him look worse than what he really is. Uh, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna get too political. But if I laid out all the things that President Trump has done to benefit the African American people, it might be some different people picking something different at that poll. Okay. But I'm not going to do that today. And I'm not saying I'm a Republican or a Democrat or a conservative or a liberal. I ain't none of that. All right. But I'm just saying, look it up. All right, Pop, man, let's move along, man. So back into the NBA. Speaking of LeBron, I still am picking LA to win the whole thing. So obviously, LA is going to win the West. And that's the Los Angeles Lakers to be exact. Not the Clippers, the Lakers. The Lakers own LA. The Clippers are a very, very good team. But you're not beating LeBron. He has the same switch Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan have. When he cuts that switch on, it's nothing really you can do about it. So they'll win the West. Now, I'm going to tell you who's going to win the East, and this might shock you. It's going to be out of 2 teams, either Miami or Toronto, period. Milwaukee, they can't finish. I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a great player, but he can't finish. They can't finish. And so, yeah, Miami, it's either going to be out of Miami. And if I have to, emphatically choose one, I'm going to say Toronto is going to win the East. They're a very good team, very good defense, very good 3-point shooters. They hustle back and forth, up and down the court. That's who I'm gonna pick. It'll be Toronto in the East in the finals, and it'll be the Los Angeles Lakers, and ultimately the Los Angeles Lakers, the Toronto Raptors will succumb to the Lakers, fiery wrath. So that's my pick. Who you got, Pop?
Well, Rich, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, man.
Okay.
And here's why. LeBron is gonna have to be the LeBron that beat the Golden State Warriors if they're gonna win. Here's the reason why. The Lakers' perimeter defense is absolutely awful. Okay, Rondo's gone. The other guard, Avery Bradley,
Avery. Mm-hmm.
not there. Okay, LeBron is gonna have to not only run the offense, initiate the offense, rebound, block shots, assist. Dog, you're gonna have to play 35 minutes of tough defense. And for a 35-year-old man, I'm not saying it's not possible. We're talking about LeBron James. But I think he's gonna have to expend so much energy, even if they beat and Portland did win 126, 122. So that's who the Lakers will be playing. Dog, he gonna have to expend energy like he did when he was 18, 19, 20 years old.
Oh, he
Because
will.
just look, if you look at the lineup, okay, Kuzma, what he gonna give you? He gonna give you some shooting. That's it. Green, he'll give you some shooting. Not much defense. Hey, your bench. You got the big boy who was here with Houston and stuff. What he gonna give you? Big Dwight. He give you some rebounds and some putbacks. He can't guard nobody past 3 feet. Okay, Anthony Davis. Same thing with him. Anthony Davis is gonna have to play defense like he ain't never. I'm talking about defense on the perimeter, man. I'm talking about when he get caught in a switch and stuff. He just can't say, "Uh-oh, I'm gone." That may be time he caught in the switch against C.J. McCullough, Damian. He gonna have to guard him, man, or they gonna light him up. I was just looking at the play-by-play. Memphis was up 104, 109, and C.J. McCollum went to work. They went on a 15-4 run to pull this thing out. That's why I think the Lakers are in trouble. Now,
that boy so underrated too, man. Go ahead.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want them to win. But hey, man, even if they get past the Portland, you got the Rockets and Oklahoma City waiting in the bushes, and I'm not sure the Houston Rockets going to beat Oklahoma City, especially without Westbrook. Chris Paul is doing this, licking his chops. And trust me, if Chris Paul don't get hurt 3 years ago, the Rockets got their third championship.
Oh, yeah.
He's fresh. He's fresh as he can be. And he got some young studs out there on the wing that like to run and shoot it. And he got Big Adams inside just gobbling up every rebound. So I'm gonna change my pick, man. I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma City and the Clippers in the finals. The Clippers winning the West. In the East, I'm gonna go with Milwaukee and that team up north. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, the defending world champs. To me,
Toronto.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna look for them to win it, to win the East, and I'm gonna turn my head to say this: they're gonna repeat. They're gonna repeat as world champions.
Wow.
They're gonna repeat, Rich. Now that's what's in my head. That's not what's in my heart. My heart was 23 to get one in LA, but I'm gonna turn my head again, Rich. That team from Canada will be winning the Larry O'Brien Award again this year.
You know, Pop, I don't disagree with you about many things, but man, you are underestimating LeBron James, man. You underestimating him. I know what they need to do. I've seen this man. You have seen this man come back down 3-1 versus probably the best. I don't know if the 95, no, excuse me. I don't know if the 94, no, excuse me. I don't know if the 93 Chicago Bulls could have beat the Golden State Warriors. Now, I know that could be super controversial. I don't know if they could have beat the Golden State Warriors. He came back down 3-1. They didn't have a great defensive team in Cleveland. Are you kidding me? He wheeled them. I'm telling you, man, determination dwell in his eyes. And look, I know that you hope that you're wrong. So I'm saying it in that space. I know that you hope that you're wrong. And I'm telling you, as a truth teller, that you're wrong. I'm telling you what LeBron is gonna do, man. And I'm gonna say this too. We're gonna move on to the last thing so we can get out of here. Here's the thing. The Rockets will lose to Oklahoma City.
Okay.
For one, Russell Westbrook is going to be out at least the first 3 games. If we go down 2-0 to Oklahoma, it's a done bun. Harden, he don't have the heart. He don't have what LeBron got. Exactly. He's a better scorer than LeBron. Exactly. He don't have what LeBron has, man. That's just, you can't, that's not something you can even explain. It's like John trying to explain in the book of Revelation what the heck was going on in heaven, you know what I mean, during the revelation, right? You cannot explain this switch that LeBron has. Harden does not have that. That's why we should have won 2 championships by now with Harden, as well as he scores. But he don't have it. And if now Westbrook got it. Let me say this: Westbrook has that wheel. He wheels himself in games. But if you don't have that Westbrook sauce with you, man, them ribs ain't gonna be good. I'm here to tell you, man. So yeah, man. Last but not least, man. Right now, Chicago is at the top of everybody. The Cubs. Who knew? Right? They got a lot of talent over there. A lot of young talent. Some decent pitching over there. But they at the top right now. They're at the top right now. And surprisingly, the actually team in our division has more wins than them. The Oakland A's got 14 wins. Chicago has 13. Your Yankees have 13, and the Dodgers got 14 wins. Minnesota has 13 wins as well, but Chicago's only lost 4 games, man. And I know a few of their games got postponed due to some of those teams, having a up kind of an uprise in COVID-19. But Chicago's on top right now, man. I'm still picking the Yankees to win it all. I know how you feel. I know you're biased towards your team in a net with a negative outlook. And I know, and I will agree, Garrett Cole is probably the guy that he's getting it done. He's getting it done right now. But y'all's bats are a serious business. Now I know Aaron Judge is down, but he don't have a serious injury. Okay, Giancarlo is down. He'll be back. They'll be back. Okay. But I think the Yankees are gonna win it all. I don't believe in Chicago. I do believe the Dodgers will be back in the World Series just because them cats, I mean, they like a virus you can't get rid of, man. You know what I mean? They like the coronavirus, man. They are there, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no love for you Dodgers at all. I just got to be honest with you. I don't care if we cheated you, keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Just like I love, I got love for Stephen A. Smith, but don't ever tell the city of Houston or the Astros to keep our mouth shut. You shut your mouth. I know you're a Yankees fan. I get it. But you don't ever tell us to shut our mouth. You know what I'm saying? That ain't something you do. You let your team shut our mouth. You don't tell us to shut our mouth. You got to be outside your mind. You know what I mean? So here's the thing, Pop. It'll be the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series. And man, y'all gonna have to battle it out with them, man. I mean, just period, man. Y'all gonna have to battle it out with them. And y'all will see us in the playoffs, and y'all will get us this time. We you know what I'm saying? We wounded dogs, man. We wounded dogs, and we holding on, man, by thin thread, man. We under 500 right now, man. We not even in y'all conversation right now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if we, top 15 in the league right now. But we've had an unfortunate situation, man. But I have to, again, like you said, you was thinking with your head, not your heart. My head says it's gonna be the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series, and y'all gonna battle it out, man. Because the Dodgers, they want them one, man. They want one bad, and they got the pitching, man. Oh my God, everybody on their team pitches 100, man. You know what I mean? Everybody on their team, man. Roberts, man, got 12 pitchers, man, who throw 100 miles an hour plus, man. So, they're forced to be reckoned with, no doubt. But that's how I see it, Pop. How do you see it? I know you got a few guys down. I know your pitching is not great, but how do you see things going?
Well, Gerald Wilson, you're not gonna fool your old man, okay? I've been around a few more years longer than you.
Mm-hmm.
The Astros are back, okay? We saw the real Astros last night. Okay. The other news for the Astros is that Verlander is not going to have surgery. He's going to be throwing in 2 weeks. And then your closer is back. He'll be back in 3 weeks. So don't give me that, man. You ain't fooling me, dog. Okay? Hey, even if you got the bench Altuve, you guys are back. You beat the Mariners last night 11-1. The first time Big Jordan saw one, he blasted it in the left field seats. Hey, I ain't buying it, man. I ain't buying it. You guys will be right there. And let me say this: if we beat you guys in the playoffs, hey, we're gonna smoke the Dodgers. We've been had the Dodgers number. That's why they left Brooklyn. Okay, we run their best out of Brooklyn. We ran them out of Brooklyn. Okay,
ran them out of New York. Look, just like y'all run the Metropolitans out of New York.
If
yeah,
we can get by you guys, Dodgers, y'all got a butt whooping coming.
Ooh, wee. You say the Dodgers, y'all about to run the Metropolitans out of New York too, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah. The Mets, they ain't about to fart up there, man. They made it to a World Series, right? Like about 5 or 6 years ago. They ain't do nothing though. They got their butts
whooped them in the World Series,
Yeah.
They'll be moving across the river and stuff, and so J-Lo and A-Rod and stuff can build a nice new stadium over there for them and stuff, and
Yeah.
they'll have their wedding there and all of that and stuff, but they still the Metropolitan stuff.
That's funny, man. Oh my God, man. Well, Dodgers, you heard it here first on these solid grip that the Yankees coming for y'all head, and they got y'all's number. I think it's gonna be a war. It's gonna be a war. And I get what you're saying about the Astros. Yes, I know about Verlander and I know about Osuna, but we wounded right now. And I mean, I just don't know if we have enough to get over the hump. We had a good game yesterday. I ain't gonna lie about that. We had a good game. It looked like vintage Astros. I was glad to see Jordan come back and go yard on his very first at bat coming back. But the man 23 years old with bad knees. I don't know what's going on. He either 23 or he 30. He came from Cuba, so we don't know what them papers really. He might be about 37, 38. You know what I mean? Because he looked like a grown man. You know what? He reminds me of Aaron Judge. When he had that plate, he looked scary. Just like Aaron Judge. Like, if I was a pitcher, I'd be like, man, you know what? I'm just going to hit him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna, put this thing. Because even, man, he hit a grounder. I think they said the bat velocity. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The bat velocity, the ball off the bat was like 104 miles an hour on a grounder. He grounded into a double play, man. That's how hard he hits the bat, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. But look, the clock on the wall say that's all, y'all. So we got to get on up out of here, man. But we appreciate everyone that's going to get an opportunity to watch this. We need y'all to share this link with your people, with your partners, with your family. Okay, and subscribe to our channel. And before we get out of here, Pop, do you have any last words?
No, again, man, we just want to reiterate what we've said at every show that we've done. Guys, the coronavirus hadn't gone anywhere, okay? We're doing a good job. When I'm out there now, I'm seeing 99% of the people got masks on, okay? That is the only way, guys. That with social distancing, washing your hands, and following the other CDC guidelines is the only way we're going to get this thing to flatline and we can live somewhat of a normal life.
Right.
But like you said, Rich, the freedoms that we have enjoyed, we can't enjoy them unless we all buy in. So guys, mask up, wash your hands, social distances, so we can get this thing under control.
Right. No doubt. Be safe out there, y'all. Y'all mask up. I hate wearing them too. I'm a UPS driver out there in 100-degree weather having to wear a mask. So I don't want to hear nobody complaining about nothing. You know how hot it is having that mask on, going up and down stairs in apartment complexes? You can't hardly breathe. But look, I'd rather not be able to hardly breathe than to not breathe at all. You follow what I'm saying? So keep your mask on, man. Be safe out there. If you don't look out for yourself, look out for the one that's next to you. So for me, J.R. Wilson, for my father, Ping Wilson, this is the Solid Grip. Love y'all. Grace and peace to all y'all.